Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's Gray, this is Consoletronix, and today I'm taking a look back at the PS2 port of the PC point-and-click adventure classic, Syberia, which came to us from the mind of one of Europe's finest visual storytellers, Belgian comic book artist turned gaming maestro Benoit Socal, who turned his talents to the field of video games for the first time in 1999 with the PC and PS1 Myst-style graphic adventure Amazon, which despite much critical acclaim and industry praise, failed to find much of an audience with the more fickle and easily distracted console masses, who ironically complain the most that there aren't enough varied games on the market. But in 2002, Socal would release Amazon's spiritual successor, Syberia, which would have a much wider release across multiple systems, including PS2, PS3, Xbox, and even the Switch. Although I'm beginning to think that porting old games to the Switch has become mandatory. Now, this video was originally going to be on 2017's much anticipated Syberia 3, a game stuck in development hell for the best part of 15 years, until finally, after what seemed like an eternity of negotiations and disputes with Sony and others over God knows what, the game finally saw official release. Great news for old-time fans of the series, you'd have thought, and it probably would have been too had the game not been a botched, buggy, broken, unplayable mess. A word of warning to all you Shenmue fans out there throwing money at the third installment of that series, and those thinking that they can relive their childhoods through the Final Fantasy VII remake. Be careful what you wish for. But rather than pick the bones of the husk of a corpse the series has become, I thought a look back to when it was a fresh-faced new IP with stars in its eyes and a spring in its step, bringing the endangered species of point-and-click adventures back from the brink and placing it front and centre once more. Although the console versions have removed the point-and-click aspect and just let you control series star Kate Walker directly. Other than that concession, the PS2 port at least is, as far as I can tell, identical to the PC original. Now, as impressive as the graphics were in their day, they were simply the garnish. The meat of this game is its story. You play as American lawyer Kate Walker, who arrives in France to tie up an American corporation's buyout of a once famous but now on hard times family-owned company known the world over for its intricately crafted automatons. Not robots, but spring-powered automatons. There being a difference apparently. And with the last of the Wahlberg family having passed away with no heir, the company is up for grabs. Or so it seemed, as there may still be a living relative who could stand to inherit the place. Thus it's up to you to gather the clues and solve the mysteries in this puzzle-laden quest, laced with originality of premise, wonderfully written and superbly voice acted. In fact, I'm struggling to think of anything negative to say against this game, other than that some of the puzzles will definitely make you feel a bit thick, but once the penny drops and you figure it out, you are at least compensated by a justified feeling of accomplishment that shooting zombies or traipsing across an empty sandbox just can't match. In all, Syberia and its direct sequel Syberia 2 are both excellent examples of an auteur game done right. It may have been one man's vision to begin with, but with a team who believed in what they were working on behind it, without the fear of failure holding them back or making them panic and try to crowbar in what they think people wanted, they would create a masterpiece, not just in the star-studded point-and-click genre, but in the wider gaming sphere. If more developers took their inspiration from games of this ilk, rather than the pay-to-win mobile game market, just imagine the richness and variety of games we could have had. See, this is what retro means to me. It's not about wallowing in nostalgia, as fun as that can be, but it is about going back and seeing for yourself the games of this caliber that for one reason or another you missed first time around, and maybe develop some nostalgia for the present. Perhaps all those Switch ports aren't such a bad idea after all. So my name's Gray, you've been watching Consoletronix. I'd like to thank you for watching my look at a game I hold dear to my heart, despite the tragedy of its third act. So, more videos up very soon. Thank you again for watching, and goodbye.